Welcome to the podcast, everyone. So
Yes,
happy to
it
be here.
does. All my fault.
It's totally fine, but there's so much to talk about, and I know some of you have been waiting to have your questions answered. So here we are. Hi, Wendy.
Yes. Hi, Myra. It's always good to be with you. Yeah,
It is. I'm already feeling Metatron.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
feeling.
he's always hanging around. But I think we've got stuff to talk about before he comes in and
Yeah,
puts his toe in
definitely.
the water.
Yes, we have some great news. I know that we touched on it previously, but we have more details about our retreat that is coming up, and it's going to be the first weekend that it's a 4-day retreat,
Mhm.
first weekend of November
Right.
2026. And this is going to be anchoring your divine human galactic.
Yes,
So let's talk
yes.
about that. Human galactic, what is that?
Well, it's that aspect of you that is outside of your human awareness for the most part in the moment, right? It's another aspect of self. And this is the time, right? This is Metatron talks about this being the time that we are calling home all of these different pieces of ourselves
Yes.
and becoming more fully sovereign. And so this is directed at, that galactic piece that's ready to integrate into our
Mm.
into our energy field. And so yeah, I'm excited because the retreat's going to be in Asheville, North Carolina, and I've always wanted to go there. I've never been,
Me
so
too.
it'll be a retreat that's a special treat for all of us because there's so much great energy and so many things to do in Asheville. So, ooh, now we have
Oh, hello,
kitties.
kitty.
It's
He's like, I
Vivi
want to go to Asheville.
coming to visit. So, yeah, so it's, Myra, as we plan this, when we talked like last week, it was like you could feel the energies
Mhm.
just starting to move and bubble and
I feel
so
that too.
yeah, I think
Yes.
it's going to be a really juicy retreat. So
Yes, yes. Go
anybody
on.
who's ever thought about coming and meeting us in person, we welcome you. Yeah.
I was going to say that as well. Really looking forward to, connecting with some of the listeners that I recognize some of the names, some of the people that are, you know, uh, writing out questions. I recognize your names, and I'd love it if you can make it. We're giving you lots and lots of notice.
Mhm, mhm. And we're
So,
going to have an early bird special, which is going to be available within the next week or so. You'll be getting all of the information. So,
so stay tuned. Beautiful. All
yes, yes.
right. So there have been some developments with me. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what's been happening because it's and how it unfolded is really interesting as well. First, intuition, being encouraged to go to one of your walk-in meetings, your
Walk in
walk-in
circle.
circle.
Mhm.
Yes. And I normally can't make it because of the time.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
still in sessions usually, but this particular Friday, I wasn't even registered, right? This is how I wasn't even registered. I happened to, I had to reschedule. So my afternoon opened up and I was just kind of bipping around the house, doing not much. And I heard it
Mhm.
like walk in circle. I'm like, is that today? So I went on the computer. So I think obviously I was guided to go to it. And I remember I couldn't stay the entire time
Mhm.
because I did have dinner plans. But I very quietly was just sitting in this meeting, listening to everyone, not really knowing why I'm there, but I know that the invitation is always there for those that are even curious.
Right.
And so if you're curious about it, if you want to learn more about walk-in souls. So I went through it and I said goodbye and I left the meeting, but there was this, I don't know, this push, this nudge, I would all of the sudden receive like walk-in in my head super randomly. And so I'm like, what is, so I obsessed a bit with asking the question, and I'm just hitting it. Am I a walk-in? And it's like, and where is this coming from, and why now? Right? Why now? This was also right around Conscious Life Expo.
Okay.
And a couple weeks later, I was at Conscious Life Expo, and on the Saturday night, that weekend of Conscious Life Expo, everybody at the Hilton was on mushrooms Saturday night. And so I tried to go to bed, but I couldn't. I was still very much having conversations with my higher self. And I'm laying in bed and I'm just asking, and they're just confirming, yes, yes, yes. So, and still I didn't believe it. Still, I was thinking, I'm making this up. And then I reached out to you to sit with Metatron.
Right.
To have 30 minutes. I just need 30 minutes with him to talk to him. And we did. And it changed my life. And it made so much sense to me about why I couldn't remember pivotal most of my life, especially childhood. And then also even seeing photographs of when I was little and just seeing it with very disconnected emotions. Yeah. It's not like you're seeing yourself like, oh, look at me and my sisters. Look how cute we were. There's nothing there. And it's not that I'm not a feeling person. I am. It's all unfolding and making sense to me. Another thing that happened was my two sons, after I spoke with Metatron about this, I was with my sons and we were talking. Well, they brought up like an event that happened years ago when they were younger, and they were saying, remember when one of them said to the other, remember when you ran over my head with the dirt bike? And the other one says, oh my God, yes, and Dad was freaking out, and they're looking at me and they said, Mom, remember that?
Oh my God.
And I had this moment and it was like, I get a little emotional because I don't. Yeah. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
And so my kids don't listen to this.
Right.
They don't listen to this podcast. And so I lied. I sat there and I just said, oh yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Wow. And it's like, I can't believe I was there and I wasn't there.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just all making sense. And then one of my questions for Metatron, it was like, I will say I was like a little mad at him because when he came on, I'm like, how can you not tell me this? We've had so many private moments over the years. And when he said, we did tell you years ago. And I believe that. And I think I wasn't ready to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so anyway, it's all unfolding. It still is. I'm still processing. Yeah. It's been a lot.
It is a lot because you don't quite know where you're going to land, where you're going to put your feet. And that's why Metatron had me start the walk-in wisdom circle so we could help people find their way through this process of, you know, figuring out how it looks for your life and how to move forward. And I will share with you, for anybody that's interested in walk-ins, if you're curious, our next circle is going to be on Friday the 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can register on Metatron's Mystical Muse .com, and it's free. There's no charge for it. So
Yeah.
if you're interested, please don't hesitate to come and join us. And it's not recorded. So it's not one of those events you can sign up for and not come and expect to listen to a recording. We keep it unrecorded so people feel free to express fully what's going on with them. So
Yes.
so and it gets easier. It gets easier. And remember, you won't figure it out in your head. Nobody will figure it out in their head. It's that place where you're dropping into your heart and what your heart says and what your knowing says, what your intuition says, right?
Yeah.
And you can write your story. Right?
Yes.
You can write about it. You can channel your own story, and you do that by writing with your non-dominant hand and just letting the information flow. You get a whole different perspective. You're not
That's
so
interesting.
in the beta mind. So
Yes, yes. Yeah. So there's a little bit of grief I have felt, a little bit of grief for also learning, because I've had a couple of experiences with walk-ins. My first one being when I was very young, 5 to 7 years old, and wondering what happened to that soul. And I know when you think of little Myra, I first started thinking of little Myra, and then I realized it's not little Myra. This is an advanced soul inside little Myra, right? And it's like, what happened? Yeah, sorry.
yeah, yeah. Well, and it's important to, you're going to be reconciling this for a while, and it's important to remember that this was a soul agreement,
Yeah,
right? So is the soul is eternal, and it doesn't really go anyplace, right?
right.
So you can always have conversations with the quote unquote the old Myra soul
Yes.
if you choose, but it's not something that's done to you.
Yeah.
Didn't really lose anything, and that's the part for me that was difficult, because I felt that, oh my gosh, this piece of me is gone. I lost
Yes.
something. But
Over time, I'm sure.
over time I have discovered that it wasn't really a loss. It was an upgrade or an empowerment or an
Yes.
expansion. So yeah.
Well, thank you. And
Yeah.
it's all in the right timing. I'm trusting that. And maybe those that are listening today will sort of question why they're
Yeah.
feeling a certain way. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And please know that, you know, I'm here and the circle is here, and there's a group of people that have gone through these experiences that are here, and you can ask us questions and get help if you're in that space.
mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're
All
welcome.
right. Okay, no more tears.
Tears are good.
Yes.
Tears are good. So, all right. All right. I'll bring
Here we go.
a good guy.
Mhm.
All right. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. Good day to you.
Good day, Metatron.
Mm.
I guess you've been hearing.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Are you okay?
Yes, just processing.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
That's the way through. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way through. And
Hmm.
as you process, you'll receive greater clarity, deeper understanding, and then you find yourself moving forward in a different way,
Yes,
right? How your feet walk upon this planet is different.
it feels different. Yeah, it's
Mm.
almost like knowing it has shifted me in
Yes.
very, very interesting ways. So, yeah, it's
Yes. Yes.
unfolding, and I'm not mad at you anymore. I'm not mad at you. It's clearly when apparently you told me I
Yeah.
wasn't ready to hear it, or how you said it kind of went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah. We saw
And
that happen. Yeah. But that's
yes,
okay. That's okay. A seed was planted nonetheless.
yes, yes, yes. So thank you.
Indeed. Indeed.
So our first question
Mm.
today from Hallie. She wrote to us. May I proceed? Let me read
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Love, love, love the work you do. Your past life podcast has become my new favorite, and I've been binging the episodes every chance I get.
Mm.
Officially through all of your Metatron episodes, finding your podcast was just a little piece of the puzzle on this awakening journey I've been going through. And boy, oh boy, did it deliver. You've opened my eyes to how infinite the universe really is, and the stuff about walk ins blew my mind, which leads me to my question. I apologize if you've covered it, but I don't recall it being brought up. The term soul braiding has
Mhm.
been mentioned pertaining to walk ins, and that has piqued my interest. Does the vessel share two souls? Does one eventually override the other? What would symptoms look like in this situation? Thank you for the work you do.
Mhm. All right. Yes, indeed. Soul braiding is uh, even a little bit more common than a total walk out, walk in, right? And you your soul braids with that other soul or multiple souls. There can be more than the single braiding.
Right?
Okay. No, there's nothing that takes over. It becomes a co-creative process, right? And the original soul receives the extra oomph, the extra uh, potency of the other souls that have braided in. What you might notice is that your interests change,
Yes.
right? That all of a sudden something that you'd never thought of always, it's like this is your new passion. That's one of the things that happens with soul braiding, because it it's at the exact time when the soul is ready to elevate and take the next step in its spiritual evolution. So new opportunities, thoughts, feelings open to you, right? the the individuals that experience soul braiding usually can remember all of their history, right? They don't have the difficulty that the full walkout walk-ins have in remembering all of the old details, right? So it doesn't have to be as the full walkout walk-in experience is usually something more traumatic. The soul braiding happens in less traumatic situations, but they are situations that are challenging nonetheless. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's all divine timing. It's all already written, right? The soul contracts are all there. There's nothing by chance in any of this.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope that helps.
Yes, yes. I hope it helps as well, for those of you that are
Yeah.
listening. And if you're feeling that intuition,
Yeah.
and as you move along your day, if you feel that intuition again, and then you feel that intuition again, and again, that's kind of what happened
Yeah.
with me. It's not by accident. This is your time to learn and understand the truth of
Yeah.
what's happened. So
Yeah. It's
I do.
part of the awakening process, right?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Um, and Haley is always welcome to come to the circle, but Haley is probably feeling kind of a tug in the direction of wanting or being hungry for more information about walk-ins. And there's a woman by the name of Sheila Seppi, Seppi, that wrote a book about walk-ins. That's probably the one that we like the best, the most coherent. So, and and if anyone is struggling, Myra, our woman, available. Yeah, available.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much, Metatron.
Indeed.
All right. Metatron, are there fallen angels?
Yeah. So that is a very slippery slope. Let's put it that way. It's kind of a
Mm,
slippery slope because there is a whole story about, what is a fallen angel or a fallen being, that they are bad, that they were cast out. And
yes.
what we will say is that there are angelic beings that have been given assignments from source, from God, and they work in different capacity. They hold what is the human density. They hold what is the shadow, right?
Mm,
That is so that the reflection of light of the other angelic beings is balanced, right?
mm-hmm.
There's a
Okay.
cohesiveness to it. They are still beloved. They are still connected to source. They will still, when their job of holding that lower frequency is complete, they're going to go home right back into the heart of source, right? Like everyone and everything else. So
Right.
so we don't call them fallen.
Mm-hmm.
We just call them angels that have a different kind of a job than Michael does, right? Doesn't make them any less important in the angelic realm.
Mm-hmm. So when you say that they're given these assignments,
Mhm.
these assignments are here, boots on the ground. They are here in the physical.
Mhm.
When they come, do they arrive through the natural birth cycle, or do they just appear?
Yeah, they are already created. They do not have to come
They just
through.
drop.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they just, yes, yes,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now, there are lineages that have been intersected by angelic DNA along the way. And so those lineages contain that angelic frequency. That happens, but it's not that the angel must be born through them, right? It doesn't have to work that way.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to you?
Yes, yes, it does. Yes.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Ooh, that question and answer is gonna have people really
Well,
thinking.
well, right,
Yes.
because people are attached to the stories, right?
Sure, sure.
And we always say use your discernment. You don't have to believe it. If you believe something else, then so be it. You're not right,
Yes.
you're not wrong. It is your truth, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah. And a lot of these stories were created by, you know, the religions upon the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
To to help to promote that duality, the good and the bad, the light and the dark, right? So when duality is no longer needed here, those that are helping to hold that what we're calling a lower vibration, or let's call it an other vibration, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're they're right back off doing something else that source needs them to do.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Indeed.
All right. Metatron, can you explain how we live in a matrix?
Hmm. Again,
Slippery slope.
slippery slope. Do
Mm,
you really live in a matrix? And that is something that many people feel that you are in a matrix, which gives the mind the opportunity to think that you have no choice. But
mm,
when you think about yourself as God I am, sovereign, there is no such thing as a matrix, right? There's your light
mm.
body, but that's not a matrix. That's just part of what connects you to everything, right? So
Yes.
the idea of a matrix, like the movie, right, and pulling away from the matrix, your choices are what unplug you from the collective consciousness, right?
Hmm.
Your thoughts are creating either more of the same
Yes.
or something different. So that is how we would describe things to you, that you are a soul, not a human being, and that your soul is eternal, and that it is free,
Hmm.
and you are free. And if you do not feel free, then look at your perceptions and look at your choices and look at what you think about during the day. Because all of those things together are creating the here and now.
That's right. Powerful.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
you're powerful. Each and every human is powerful, right?
Yes.
So it is you know, again, please use your discernment. If you choose to think that there's a matrix and it's all set up and you're
Yes.
plugged in, then that will be your experience.
Right.
If you say, oh, okay, God, I am sovereign, I can shift my perceptions, make different choices that move me out of a collective consciousness that is going in that direction, and I feel that I need to be going in this direction, right? So, does that help?
It does. And I encourage people to re-listen to what Metatron just said, because a lot of things go in one ear and out the other. And go back and listen again and listen again. Because there's some those are some powerful words about how we create our reality. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Hi, Metatron. Many channelers speak about 144,000 starseeds on Earth. Can you speak about where this number came from? That seems like a low number considering the billions of humans on Earth. Is there a more accurate number of the starseeds here to bring light and change to Mother Earth?
Well, the idea of 144,000 began biblically, that there was only going to be 144,000 souls that were saved, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the 144,000 kind of blossomed into other places. So let's first take a look at the fact that there are multiple bodies inhabited by one soul. Not only here in 3D in the human realm, but across the cosmos. So you can exist here, you can exist in Russia, you can exist on Mars, through the fact that there's one soul that is seated in many different places. So the actual number of souls is then kind of reduced with that understanding, right?
Sure.
The 144,000 kind of creates separation, because the soul says, I'm going to be one of those 144,000, right? And in truth, every single soul that has ever existed and continues to exist will, at some point in time, go back to the heart of Source and pull with it all of its fractals, all of its pieces, back into the heart of Source, to then, like a dandelion, spread out and have different journeys again.
Right.
So the person making the inquiry is correct. There are more than 144,000 souls, and the 144,000 doesn't make anybody special or different, right? You're all special. You're all important, whether you think that you're part of this special collective or not, right? We're blowing up people's thought processes today, are we not? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, right? But when there's so many things, if you think about them from like a different position, and you can see that, oh, 144,000, this is so special.
Right.
It creates separation, right? It's part of duality.
Yes, yes.
So that is our treaty on, 144,000, right?
Yes.
Every soul is magnificent.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Whether you,
Yeah.
yeah, whether you
The,
think you're this or think you're that. There's here's something that we've been speaking to one of our classes about what do you identify with? And identity is very much a process of the ego, right? The soul's really neutral about identification, but it really is a soul process that wants to identify with something. So that's just a thought. If anyone feels very strongly that they're identifying with something, check out the ego as well to make sure that you're receiving the highest information for your journey. You might want to take that information and drop it into the heart and the soul of you and let that be your pendulum, right?
mm-hmm.
Because you are all one.
I love that.
Indeed.
Thank
As do
you.
we.
All right. Let's see here. Um, okay. Metatron, science sees dreams as our brain organizing, processing, and experimenting. I'd love to hear what you say. What are dreams?
All right. So, yeah, your brain does go through an organizing process as you sleep, right? But in truth, dreams happen on what is called the astral realm, and
Okay.
there's an aspect of you that is moving every single night when you go to bed. You are traveling to the astral realm. You are having experiences. You are working things out. You're meeting old friends that are not, here in your current life. There's great activity. There's almost sometimes more life through your dreams than you live each and every day totally awake. And so the the dream state is, the word dream is a little bit of a misnomer, right? We would say the astral traveling state. We would say the the other the other life.
Oh, the other life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That there's an aspect of you living those other things. Now, dreams are weird.
Yes, yes, they can be.
Sometimes they seem symbolic, and or when you're running around trying to find a pair of pants, you wonder what that could mean, right? But
Yes.
that is how the the human ego mind's trying to process things, even when there's an aspect of you that totally understands, right?
Mhm.
So there's like these two pieces, right?
Yes. And then
So
there's people that say, I don't dream. I believe they do, but they're just
yeah,
completely unconscious about it.
right. They're not bringing the remembrances back with them, and
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with that. Um, doesn't mean that you're not having the experiences of
Mhm.
of going, of traveling, but it's you know you are taught that dreams are pretend. You're taught that it's your imagination, right?
Right.
And it's that's not the construct of it in truth. In
Mm-hmm.
truth, it's not your imagination. It's that you are traveling. Your soul is not stuck in any one place in any one time. It can
Okay.
go and work with spirit. It can go and help the planet. It can go and do healing work while you are resting the physical. Yeah. It's actually the greater aspect of you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it's interesting. I've had dreams where I know I am seeing another Myra, another aspect of Myra.
mhm,
There some it
mhm,
could be a gathering and there's all these people and I don't know who they are. I'm like, who are these people that I'm interacting
mhm,
with? And I know I've just gone into another reality and
mhm.
I'm tapping into another reality.
Yeah.
I even saw another husband,
Oh,
like a
yes.
complete this strange, and it was very lucid. This one was very lucid because I was getting in a car and I was looking at this man who I knew was my husband, but I was
Mhm,
critiquing it, going, oh, I don't like this life. I don't like that husband. This is
mhm,
not my
mhm.
life.
Yeah.
And I didn't like who he was. And I remember bringing that back with me, going, thank you for this reality.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like that reality at all. So yeah, you're tapping into some of the other
Yeah.
yous that are out
Yes,
there.
that's true. That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, it's dreams can also be poignant
Mhm.
when you're meeting other aspects of yourself or you're meeting um, those possible relationships that didn't happen in this timeline, right?
Right, right.
Our woman had one of those not too long ago. There's a place that she goes back to frequently,
Mm.
and it's a coastal town, and she's never been there physically, but she goes back there when she's dreaming and
Oh,
traveling, and she loves it. And she met a man, and uh, it was a younger, you know, a younger man, and our woman is almost 76. But they came together as a couple, and
oh.
it was easy, and it was so deeply loving that when she came back, she was like, wow, that was one
Yes.
that got away, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, what makes it so that those timelines don't happen? Choices, right?
Hmm.
Choices. So,
Thank you. Very interesting.
yes, indeed, mysterious.
Yeah. So this just popped in. And I wasn't going to ask, but I feel called to ask right now.
Mhm,
Um, in January, I asked you about 2026 and
mhm,
how it would look. And
mhm,
everyone can kind of go back and listen to the answer of how
mhm,
there's going to be even more things that are unsettling.
mhm.
Um, can we talk a little bit about where we are as a government and what else the remaining 2026 might look like for us?
Do you mean what it might look like as your country or as individuals?
Well, right now, let's talk about country.
All right. So what you are seeing is what we've been talking about for several years. Civil war, external war, and the civil war is going to be intensifying, right?
Mm,
As what is being loosely called a government at this time is working hard to establish deeper control, right? The war in the other countries will continue for a bit longer this year. Something that everyone thought was going to be kind of like in and out is not turning out to be that. And it's going to be very dangerous to try to walk away from that. This this country will not be able to walk away and leave that. It will be too dangerous.
mhm,
And so that's fact. That's kind of where everything stands.
mhm,
Your money is changing.
mhm,
You have new currency coming out in a couple of months, right? And so there's lots of changes. The important thing to remember is that you are, you know, it's that old biblical saying that you're in the world, but you don't have to be part of the world, right? You can work for God. You can work for the light. You can bless everything that is out of balance. You can send prayers. You can do your best in this life to make a positive difference. These are the things that will shift the collective consciousness, right? These are the things. You are not impotent.
mhm,
As much as things seem to be being done outside of your permission or outside of your your heart being comfortable with it, right? You are still here to anchor light. You are still here to be that neutral polarity so that you're holding the door open for something different, for something healed, for something better. Right?
mhm,
Don't give up. Don't succumb to what is happening.
mhm.
Witness, but don't jump in with both feet. Right?
Yes.
That is what we've been encouraging everybody. Witness, but be neutral.
Right. Mhm.
Act where you feel that you're being called to act. Yeah,
Thank you.
indeed.
Mhm. All right.
Hmm.
Um, so this has been a very powerful year for disclosure.
Yeah.
Um, and I for me, I know my algorithm on social media is all about disclosure. So I'm seeing so many documentaries and witnesses, experiencers that are finally speaking out and talking, and it's been very revealing.
Yeah.
Um, so, where do you see disclosure evolving?
Hmm. Well, there's those that are still trying to control what is disclosure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because once the lid comes off of that, a lot of the power structures upon your planet will shift. The religious power structure
Mm.
will shift,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
they've been denying, religion has been
Yeah,
denying the existence of non-human intelligence, and
right.
yes.
For forever, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, then what's going to start to happen is that there's going to be a bit of a what we call a wobble,
Okay.
right? While individuals get used to the fact that that's something that they thought was just imagination or science fiction stories is actually true and real. So there's going to be that place of the, the believers and the non-believers. It's going to be wobbly for a while. And then what will begin to happen is that those that are already here will begin to make themselves more visible, right? But it will be in an incremental and gentle way, right? They want everyone to be safe.
Sure.
They don't want there to be, panic
Right.
or riots or anything like that, right? They are here for your, let's call it a transitional phase as the
Mm-hmm.
face of your planet changes, right? From
Mm-hmm.
from the hostile environment that it has become back to something that is resembling the original blueprint for Gaia and humanity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So is that helpful at all?
Yes,
Okay.
of
All
course.
right. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, we asked a group of women recently that were all excited about, oh, let the aliens come.
Uh-huh.
And we asked, what would you do if somebody rang your doorbell and you opened the door and there stood a galactic being, right? You got
I'd
to,
invite them in.
yeah, well, and
I would.
people really start to think about that.
Mm.
How would you respond? Would you respond neutrally with love? Would you panic, slam the door? There's going to be so many people having different responses. So begin to normalize the possibility that, on any given day, you may come face to face
Right.
with a galactic being that doesn't look like you. They're already
Mhm.
here, that
Yes, they are.
but they're in humanoid form,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But there will come the day, right?
Yeah.
And it will probably start in the places, it has started in the places that are more open and accepting to this Mount Shasta,
Yes.
right? Sedona,
Mm-hmm.
Tulum, Machu Picchu, the sacred sites around the world, those will probably have the contact first, right?
Beautiful.
Don't think they're going to anytime soon land on your front lawn. That is a ways off. Okay,
Very good.
indeed, the recon team.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's why understanding your own galactic aspects is important,
Mm-hmm. Going
right?
back to the retreat,
Oh yes.
understanding. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed, it's important.
I love that.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes. Yes.
All right. So this last question is from
Mhm.
Carrie Russell. Um, she writes, I just finished listening to your December 17th, 2025 episode. I was very interested to hear the answer to the question about the lady that lost her 22-week pregnancy. My daughter lost her first daughter just before she turned 3 months, and a little over 10 months later, she lost her second daughter at 36 plus 2 weeks gestation. I guess I am trying to understand why this would have happened, or how to understand why this had to happen. She now has a beautiful daughter that was born at exactly 34 weeks, and she just turned 2 on December 31st, 2025. Is there any way to find out from Metatron why this happened?
Okay. So, you have to look in two places at least, right? You have to look at the physical aspects, right? Of the mother, the father, that type of thing. That always has something, you got to pay attention to that. But then there's the aspect that the souls that are coming through these babies, that they're not coming to term or coming to term and living very briefly, and understanding, and this is tough, that's the soul's journey in that moment. The soul needed to have that experience. And there was an agreement with the mother and the father, right? A soul agreement to be the vessel for this soul that's going to come through briefly and then
Right.
return to source again. And that's hard to say to people that are grieving, right? They're looking for a specific why.
Mhm.
And the why exists if there's something physical going on, but the why doesn't apply when it's related to the soul's journey. Does that, you understand what we're saying? Yeah.
I do, yes.
Yeah. And so, we honor the grief, and we honor the souls that came and did exactly what they contracted to do, had the experience that they needed to have, and then went on to do the next thing. Sometimes the same soul will then come back and be born, healthy, and live, a long life, but not always, right? But sometimes. So that's the best way that we can explain it, right? And there's nothing, when it's the soul's journey, you could have the best medical care on the planet, and if that's the journey, then that is what will happen, right? Our woman had miscarriage as well, so we know it's sensitive. So we hope this helps bring some light to the subject, right?
Yes.
And we send a blessing to this individual and her family.
Yes.
That's something that changes you forever. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, I guess I'd love for you to connect with Source at this time and see what message does Source have for humanity.
Don't take anything for granted. Not your relationships, not your health, not your finances. Do not allow yourself to become complacent in your own life. It is important that you be present. And by that we mean being fully there, fully engaged in each of your relationships, in your jobs, in your finances. Don't take them for granted. Remember your gratitude, even for the hard things. And Source is reminding everyone that if they will focus on Source instead of focusing on the distractions, that life will turn around. The individual will begin to feel much more aligned and purposeful in their journey. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't take anything for granted.
Mm-hmm. It's important. Thank you. It was wonderful to be here with you again. Metatron, thanks.
Yes, indeed. Our pleasure. We had a thought. This is not necessarily from Source, but we had a thought.
Yes.
And there's one thing that we would like you all to take for granted,
Mm.
is that you are loved by Source beyond measure.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a great thing to take for granted today.
Sweet.
No. All right. Are we complete, beloved one?
Yes, we are.
Beautiful. Then we will
Mhm.
say namaste and thank you. We do not take you for granted.
Oh, thank you. I don't
Indeed.
either. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Until next time.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello.
Still wiggling my
Wow.
toes and landing.
Today felt very different. Yeah, just, I don't know, just different. It just, yeah, a lot of shifting and just really wonderful answers. I feel that a lot of these answers just they really make your your mind expand. This
Make
is
your head explode.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've noticed that when I first started the channeling journey, and well, even just with Metatron, he and I started together in 2008. The answers were a lot lighter, and it feels like he's getting deeper and deeper with the answers all the time. So
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
cool. It's an interesting change, right?
Yes, yes. Thank
Yeah.
you, Wendy.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
And thank you to all the listeners. We really appreciate all your support. Be sure to calendar the retreat, save the date. We're really excited. We'll talk some more about, you know, what you're going to be experiencing. And we're so looking forward to meeting you in person in Asheville.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. All right.
All right, everyone. Thank you for all your support. Be sure to subscribe. Leave any questions for Metatron by leaving a comment. That's usually the best way to, get in line for your answers. Thanks,
Cool.
everyone. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.